So, welcome back, friends, to my YouTube channel. And this is the second part of the lecture. And today we are going to see liter Tamil work. Okay. Before we proceed further, I would like to have a recap of the last lecture or the last class, that is the Sangam literature. So, once we have a quick revision, then we will proceed further with the liter Tamil work. So, in the last lecture, in the Sangam literature, we saw that this was the earliest literature of South India. Before this, we do not find any literature because before this, there was the age of megalith. Okay, and megalith was been followed by Sangam age. Okay, so here we saw the three Sangam, that is the three councils that were held at a different place at a different time. So the very first one was held at the Madurai, where we saw that God and goddesses and the saint figure, they are means taking part in the Sangam. Okay, in the very first Sangam that was held at Madurai, but we do not find any literary work here. Then we move towards the second Sangam, and it was held at Kapatpuram, and here we only find only one literary work, that is the Tolkappiyam. And actually this Tolkappiyam is dealing with the old Tamil grammar. Okay, and there we get the information about the socio-economy. Apart from that, we also get the political history of that very particular contemporary times. Okay, and this was actually written by Tolkappiyar. He's a great saint. Okay, so he's the one who wrote the Tolkappiyam, and in Tolkappiyam only we saw that there were the five divisions of land. That was the Kurinji, that was the hilly tract. Then we also saw that Palle, that was the desert land. Then we also saw this term, that was the Marudam. Marudam was the agricultural land. Then we also saw Mullai, that was the pastoral land. One I am not recalling. Okay, it's just getting out of my mind. Then we also saw the four castes he mentioned in Tolkappiyam itself. That was the Asar, that was the ruling class. Then we also see Antara, Anthanar was there. Oh, means from means you can say the Kshatriya type. Okay, then we saw Vaniga. Okay, Vaniga. They were actually the traders. Okay, or the commercial class. Okay, means they were quite busy in the trades and all. Then we saw the last one, that was the Vellalar. They were actually doing the agricultural work. Okay, then we are moving towards the third Sangam, which was again held at Madurai. And here we find lots of literary work, and we cannot say that means it's quite important for the historical perspective, because there are similarities of language and style in the Sangam proper. So this suggests there are possibility that they were means product of same sorts of literary gathering. Okay, and here we also saw that they are coming from the different sections of means society. Some are teachers, some are merchants, and some are soldiers, some are ministers, some are kings. So we see varieties of means people. They are coming from the different occupations. Okay, and here we also see the 30 women poet. Okay, in the last class we have seen there were the 30 women poets. So this throw a light on the women education. That means they were allowed to go for intellectual learning. Okay, but on the other side we also see that the practice of sati was prevalent there, but it was not obligatory. Means it was not forced by the society that you have to go for sati if your husband goes on or he dies off. But there we also see that the condition of widows was quite miserable. Means they were not allowed to decorate, or means it was quite miserable for them. Okay, for women. Okay, we also saw this Etutugai and Patu Patu. Okay, so in Etutugai, that is the eighth anthology. We saw the eighth anthology, that was the means Purnanaru, Agnanaru. Then we also saw Kalitogai, Kuruntu Togai. So this means the part of Etutugai. Then we have also seen the part of the Patu, that is the 10 songs. Okay, I mentioned in the last class. So there were some Madhuri Kanji. Then we also see that Patina Pullu. Okay, Patina Pullu was there also. Okay, now we are going further and looking towards Etutugai and Patu. They are means further classified into the you can say Akkam and Puram. So Akkam actually is dealing with the love theme, and Puram is actually dealing with the war. Okay, that is the Velar. Okay, So here there was one scholar named A.K. Ramajuna. Okay, A.K. Ramajuna. Here he is, A.K. Ramajuna. He actually mentioned that Puram is means public poetry because it's dealing with all of the themes. Means it is touching all the themes like you can see love, then you can see good animal. Here also you can see community and kingdom. So it's means throwing means lots of light on the other themes too. That's why he mentioned that Puram poetry as a public poetry. Okay. Apart from that, we have seen this 18 major work that is the Melakannaku and the 18 minor work that were named Kilikannaku. Okay. So there we miss some of the important sources from where we get the about the Sangam is. So Sangam literature itself is a good source. Then we take this Ashoka inscription. In Ashoka inscription, specifically the major rock edicto that gives the name of this Cholas, Cheras, and Pandyas. Okay, and it was under the Pandya's kingship, or it was Pandya who means patronized this literature, Sangam literature, or you can say that this Jain literature also you can say. Okay, Jainism flourished under Jain literature flourished under his patronage, this Pandya king. Okay, so now we are going to move further with this two epics. Okay, if I sorry, not epic. Before I move to epic, let me complete the sources. Okay, sources where Sangam literature was there, then Ashoka inscription was, then Hathi Gumfa inscription of Kharvela king of Kalinga. He also mentioned. Then some of the excavation took place at Pompura. Okay, that was the port city. Okay, so their excavation and some archaeological evidence means they are supporting the Sangam literature or the Sangam age. Okay. Apart from that, we also see some of the Greek historians. They have mentioned this about this age in their literary work, and they are the Megasthenes, then the Pliny, the Ptolemy, then Strabo. They are the four Greek historians. They are mentioning into their see, they are mentioning because means this European continent, or we can say that this Roman Empire, they used to have a trade relation with this southern India. Okay, so that's why they have mentioned about their presence. Okay, so now moving ahead, we are going to look to our portion where we left. See, in the last class, I could not delve in depth about the Silpadi. See, this Silpadikaram is actually a work written by this Elango Edigal, and in this work we find one of the king, Cheranu Sentugu. It is something like that, and he is also mentioned somewhere Red Chera. He goes for an expedition till Himalayas. Okay, and it might be the exaggeration. Okay, means the poet might have written. Okay, so we are going to see what is in the Silpadikaram. Okay, so Silpadikaram is also been mentioned somewhere, the song of anklet. Okay, see, this anklet is very very important because it is the symbol of truth. It is a symbol of means you can say covalent tragic, then it's also means symbol of innocence. Okay, so we are going to see how means anklet is so important. So here are the two character. Okay, the two character which are very main here. Not the two character, but three to four characters. They are quite playing major role here. So the first one is the Kovla and Kannaki. They both are husband and wife, and here means they are moving from Puhar. They are living in Puhar and they move towards Kaveri. I think Kaveri is the place where they are means moving. I'm subject to correction. I need to say, okay. So Kovlan is a merchant, okay, and he's quite means wealthy man, okay, and somewhere he falls in love with this Madhavi, who is a politician in the Kaveri Patnam court, okay, in the Kaveri Patnam, okay. So this Kovlan leaves his wife, okay, Kannaki, and he goes towards Madhavi. But after some time, there is some, means we can say that there are some quarrel that took place. Okay, so this man Kovlan, he is back to his wife Kannaki, and Kannaki gives her anklet that so that he could start a new business. Okay, so this man, Kovlan, he moves towards the goldsmith, okay, jewelry shop to sell out this anklet. but this anklet was quite similar to the anklet of queen, and it was in the news that the anklet was being stolen from the queen's means queen's anklet was missing and it was been stolen. So whosoever means inform the this king, so they are going to be rewarded. So this jewelry shop, okay, this goldsmith, he means sent the message to the king that we found that queen anklet, we got only one pair, okay. So this Kannaki is giving only the one pair of anklet so that he could go and start his business. He's not giving she's not giving her both the pair of anklet. Okay, see the story. Okay, so here you will find a literary film. It's very important. Okay, from the literary perspective. Okay, and here we see Jainism. Okay, Jainism influence has been seen here. Jainism influence has been seen here. Okay, so what happens? He is brought to the court and he is being executed by the king, okay, for the sorry, for stealing queen's anklet. But this was not the queen's anklet, and this was been proved by her wife, that is Kanmaki. She came to the royal court and she breaks her anklet and show that there were only the ruby. There was only the ruby, okay, it's the precious stones. Okay, so when she breaks her anklet, she get to means she saw to the court or to the king that inside the anklet there is ruby, but the queen's anklet actually it was filled with pearls. Okay, it was filled with pearl. So the king dies in a grief. Okay, and this Kannaki, the tears of her breast and means the whole kingdom is on fire, and lastly she dies and she meets her husband in the heaven. So this is the story of Silpatikaram. Okay, so here, as I mentioned, that here Kannaki, she wears her anklet in the very first part. Okay, in the very beginning of the story, she is wearing this anklet. Okay, once Kovlan leaves her, she removes those anklet, those pair of anklets. She removes from her means legs. Okay, and now she is not going to wear. Now she is not going to wear because Kovlan left for Madhavi. So she removed. So this is the means symbol that means it is disconnecting. Okay. Now what happens later on when he's back? When he's back, then she don't find something precious than her anklet. She gives one of the anklet and ask him to sell and start a new business. Okay. So this anklet is actually turning into the tragic. Okay, for Kovlan, this is the tragic because if he would have not carried that anklet to the jewelry shop, he would have not been executed. He would have not been executed. Okay, but due to this anklet only, he was been caught and he was been punished as an execution. He was been killed. Okay, he was been given death sentence. Okay, and this anklet is only the symbolism of truth. Okay, because the another pair of the anklet was with Kannaki, and she is the one who is proving. So here it is truth and innocence. She proves the that her husband was innocent. Okay, so this is what it was going on. Okay, so now we are moving to another part, that is the Mani Megalai. See, this Mani Megalai actually it's a work of a grain merchant, and his name Sitalai Satanaka. Sitalai Satanaka is he's a grain merchant, and he wrote means 30 cantons, and we find here the story of this Mani Miglai, who is a daughter of Kovlan and Madhavi. Okay, actually, what happens in this story? There is a prince named Uday Kumar. He falls in love with the Mani Miglai. Okay, and this girl, that is the Mani Miglai, she is no more interested. She is not even interested in him. Okay, either in his wealth, either in his means physical appearance or beauty. She is not. Actually, she wants to be a Buddhist nun. Actually, she wants to be a Buddhist nun. Okay, she want to renounce this world. Okay, so in order to escape this prince, he actually tries to means take a look of a lady that's name is Kaya Chandakalai. Kaya, here it's I think Kaya Chandikai. Okay, so what happens further? This the real husband of Kaya Chandikai, he sees means Prince Uday Kumar with uh, Kaya Chandikai, okay, and he kills in a jealousy. Okay, he kills the prince of the and this girl that is the Mani Miglai, she is actually been punished. Okay, she is sent to the prison, and there means the queen observe that this lady, this girl is actually a saintly person. So she asks her for forgiveness and let her free. Okay, and she let her free. So once she is free, she is moving towards the Kanchi. Okay, Kanchi is a place where there was a famine. Okay, and there she is actually feeding the poor people with her magic alms bow. Okay, magic alms bow. Okay, and she ultimately fulfills her dream by joining the Buddhist Sangha. So here you see that there is a great reference to Buddhist influence we can see here. Okay, so Mani Megla is often considered as inferior to Silpadikaram in terms of means formal literary feature. Okay, in literary feature, this Mani Megla, but somewhere we find there it's quite religious, quite spiritual. Okay, so we find a strong means Buddhist tone here. Okay, so either it could be means we can say that a supernatural intervention is there, miracles are been shown there. Okay, because this almbo, this magic almbo is actually signifies that. So now we are coming to our topic, that is the later Tamil work, and this is the area where we are going to look. So, in the early medieval literature, we find that there are lots of devotional poetries, okay, means which are means devoted to God, and this is the age of bhakti. Okay, in the very ancient time, this is the age of bhakti, because if you go through the history of bhakti, okay, bhakti literature or bhakti this movement, then the very first one we see in the southern part of the India. Okay, and this is one of them that we find Alvars and Nayanambars. Okay, so one is the Vaishnava saint, okay, and another one is a Shiva saint. Okay, so Vaishnava saint they are being referred as almost, whereas the Shiva saint they are referred as Nayanars. Okay, Nayanars, or we can say Nayamars. Okay, so here we find the hagiographic. Hagiographic actually means the sacred biography of the saint. Okay, and sorry, this alva actually this means a person who is quite means indulge into the deep concentration of means God. Okay, it means deeply means into the meditation in a meditation posture, and he's finding God. Okay, means he's quite devotive, we can say he's quite devotive towards God. Okay, I'm not getting at a specific term, but we can say he's very means devotive. His heart is bottom towards God. Okay, means he gave himself towards God. Okay, so they were actually the Alvars, and they were around 12. There were around 12 supreme devotees of Vishnu, and they were actually engaged in popularizing the Vaishnavism. Okay, during the 5th or to 8th century, during 5th to 8th century AD. This timeline is very important. But somewhere you are going to find that they are dealing with the Trita Yuga or some where like that. But there we find very lack of evidence, so we do not consider it. Okay, but there has been reference. Okay, that they belong to such and such a Yuga. Okay, but we do not find that evidence. That we did not take into the consideration. We only take this one, 5th to 8th century. Okay, and this. Devotees of Alvar, they are coming from the different section of society, means different caste. Okay, we will see some of the name in the coming upcoming slide. Okay, so before we move for further with the slide, we must see some of the Vaishnava poetry which took form. Okay, so the very first three saint, okay, or we can say the very first three, this Alvar, they are the Pai Alvar, then Uta Alvar, then we see Ukkai Alvar. Okay, they are the first three, and their origin is quite miraculous. This person, that is the Paige Alvar, is actually born from a lily flower. In some of the text, it has been mentioned. Okay, he is born from the lily flower. I think he was born aside a lake or a river or a pond. Something is like that. Okay, but he was born from a lily flower. Okay, so it's their origin are quite miraculous. Okay, so there is a person named Nath Muni. Okay, Nath Muni. Here you see Nath Muni. He is the person who is going to collect all the Alvar signs into canon, and that canon is named Nayalya Divya Prabandhanam. Okay, Nayalya Divya Prabandhanam. Actually, this is a collective book which actually means this is a means book or a text where you could find collected Alvar sign. All the Alvars, whatever they have composed their hand, they are mentioned here or they are compiled at one place. That is the Nalayar Divya Prabandhan. And who is the person who is means collecting all this? He was Nath Muni, as you already see here. He was a Nath Muni. Okay, and already I mentioned that they are coming from the different sections or they have a different origin and belong to different castes. So there we will see one is the son of sage. One is the son of sage, and he is named here Tirumaz Hisai. Okay, Tirumaz Hisai, and there we see uh, Mathura Kavi, then Periyalva, then we see Tunda, Tunda Raddi, then Anda, they are coming from the Brahmin community. They are coming from the Brahmin community, and whereas we see Kula Shekhar, this person, this saint, actually is coming from Kshatriya community. See, one is coming from the Kshatriya, then one is coming from the Brahmin, then one is coming from the sage, son of a sage. Actually, he would be coming under the Brahmin only. Okay, sage, he would be coming under the Brahmin. Then we see this Pannar community. Okay, this Pannar community, who is coming from the Pannar community. So he is the Tirupan Alvar. Tirupan Alvar is actually coming from the Pannar community, and Naman Naman Alvar, he is coming from the cultivator family. Okay. So Kalar community is also mentioned here. Okay. Here you see Kalar community is also been mentioned here. So this shows that somewhere means there was not that much rigidity of that very time. Okay, but later on we see that there was a strong casteism. Okay, that was been prevalent there in the in Sangam age. Okay, so now we are looking for a biography, a sacred biography. Okay, that is the alva pur alva vapi pavam. Okay, alvar vapi pavam. Actually, this is a sacred biography of Vaishnava saint. Okay, so here all the Vaishnava saint, whosoever has been in the record, their biography has been mentioned here in the text called this our Vapi Pavam. Our Vapi, Ava, Vapi, Avam. Okay, so this is place. Okay, now we see towards the Shaiva devotional literature. Shaiva devotional literature, and from when this literature is coming from. Okay, when this is beginning, when there is an initiation of this Shaiva devotional literature. So this has been initiated, or we can say this begins from the composition of Tirumular, then we see Karikala Amiyar. Okay, so Tirumular and Karikala Amiyar, these are the two earliest composition of Shaiva devotional literature. Okay, before this, we do not find any Shaiva devotional literature. So it is giving a rise to Seva devotional literature, and further we will be saying that more works have been done. So there is a hymn of this Nayam saint. Okay, this Nayam saint, and it has been compiled in the 10th century by Nammi Andar Nambi. Okay, Nambi, see this here, Nambi and the Nambi. Okay, this Nambi and the Nambi, he is the person who is means doing a compilation. Okay, or is compiling the hymns of this what we say Seva saint. Okay, who are following this Shiv. Okay, or Shiva. Okay, so they have been referred as Nayam saint. Okay, Nayam saint, and the book it is actually a core of the Shaiva canon. It is the core of the Shaiva canon. And what is the name of that book? That is the Tirumurai. Tirumurai. Here you see Tiru Murai. Actually, this is the text. Oh, okay, it's already mentioned here. Okay, so Tirumurai is the text. It is forming the core of Shaiva canon, and here you get the hymns of Nehemiah Saint, and they are been compiled in the 10th century by Nami and Nambi. Okay, so sorry. So here you are seeing these two of the works, that is the Tirutonda and Tiruvantai. Okay, these are also the two major works of the 12th century, and they give the account of Shiva saint, and they are collect. Okay, they also give the account of Shiva saint. Okay, and then we move to the 12th century account, that is the Peri Periyapuram. Okay, Periyapuram. This is also giving the means collected text about the Shiva saints. Okay, Shiva saints. Okay, and as we move to the next point, then we see the new genre of Tamil poetry, means which is emerging in the early medieval time. If we talk, then it is talking about the early medieval time. Means they are writing for kings. Specifically, they are writing for the kings, and apart from that there are also some text, or there are also some Tamil poetry which are referred to the god or goddesses. Okay, so we are coming to one of them, that is the not that we could say, but the style, the way they are writing, the way they are writing the text, or the way they are means following the pattern. Okay, so here we find uh, Kalampakam. Okay, Kalampakam. Actually, in this, it's a poetic composition where means the last line or the last word, fourth or syllable of the preceding poem is from the beginning of the succeeding poem. Suppose I end up my poem that while replaying, the moon was as bright as the ocean of ice or ocean of snow. So this last line you see, that is the, as white as snow, or like this, whichever means I mentioned here. So they will pick out those line and they are going to continue from that line. So this poetic composition has been named, that is Kalam Pakam. Okay, Kalam Pakam. Okay, this is the things which they are means carrying on. Okay, now further if we move, then we are going to see Kovai. Okay, Kovai. Actually, this were the poem in which means verses are arranged according to thematic sequence. Okay, so they are arranged according to thematic sequence. You see, okay. So according to themes, you will find it out there. Okay. Then we see 6th and 7th century work, which was been written in the honor of Pandya king. He named as Netu Maran. Okay, Netu Maran. Okay, Netu Maran. And what is the text? That is the Panti Kovai. Panti Kovai. That is the Panti Kovai. Panti Kovai. Actually, this is a text which has been written in the honor of Pandya king Netumaran. Okay, and later on we find some of the work that is of the 9th century. Uh, sorry, Manikavachar Thiru Kovayar. Thiru Kovayar. Okay, if I am going correct. Tirukovaya, this is the work written by Mani Kavacha. Mani, let me erase this together. Yeah, Mani Kava Chakras. Okay, Mani Kava Chakra. Okay, he wrote Tirukovaya. Okay, and actually this was means written. Okay, for some of the courtiers. Okay, there. Then we also find one of the very important general of the Pandya king. He is named this uh, Sanchai Vanan Kovai. Okay, Sanchai Vanan Kovai. Actually, a work has been written upon him. That is the this is the only work. Okay, this is the only work. That is the Sanchai Sanchai Vanam. Sanchai Vanan Kovai. This is the work which has been written by Poya Mulli Poya Mulli Pulvar. Okay, Poya Moli Pulvar, his person who is writing Tanchia Manan Kovai, and actually it is written for the minister named Tanchia Vanan. Okay, Tanchia Vanan, he is the minister for whom he is writing, and he is also general of Pandya king. Okay, he was a minister along with additional charge that was the general. Then we find Ula literature. Here we find the Ula literature, and this Ula literature actually comprises of the song or the praise for the god and goddesses, and this was actually sung when there was some procession going out. Okay, when there was some procession going out along with the means image of deity. Okay, along with the statue of deity, if the processions are going on, then there the song were going on in the praise of god. The devotees used to sing. They used to keep singing till they are completing their procession. So this is mentioned in the Ulla literature. Then we find Tutu poetry. This is also very important. This Tutu poetry actually is consists of poem where means in which message has been delivered to the goddess or to the lover or someone else. This someone else is not clear to whom they are saying. So we can say somewhere that this Tamil literature means it's quite means giving a lots of variety to you. Okay, so when we are coming to this portion, that is the Ramayana. So we get a Tamil version of Ramayana, and it was written by this famous legend, that is the Kamban. Okay, Kamban is a person who is writing Iram Vatram. Iram Vatram, actually it is the Tamil version of Ramayana. Okay, and if we go through the Tamil version of Mahabharata, then it has also been mentioned there. Okay, and apart from that, there are several Tamil lexicon and grammatical work which belong to early medieval period. So some of them I have named. Okay, actually you won't get here. You won't get in the text. Okay, but I am referring here. So some of them are Kadamba. Okay, this Kadam Kadam. Okay, Kadam. It is written by Kalandar. Okay, Kalandar is the writer who is writing this. Okay, then we see Yapir Noon Galam. Yapir Noon Galam. Okay, this has been written by Amarit Sagara. Okay, he's actually a Jain saint. He's actually a Jain saint. Okay, he's actually a Jain saint who is writing this. Okay, Then we find Nannalul. Okay, I am subject to correction if there is any error in my pronunciation because it's quite means South Indian tone, so it's hard for us to means catch it up. So Nannalu, that is the written by Pavan Pavananandi is the person who is writing Nannalu. Then we see Virasolium. It has been written by Buddhamitra. So here I would like to end up my lecture, and we have completed this letter Tamil work. Okay. So once again we are going to see what we have seen in the later Tamil work. So later Tamil work we can say it is the first portion of means early means the early Bhakti movement of India, and they were the two devotees. Means one was the Alva who were means following the Vaishnavas. Then later on we see Devas and that is they were going together. Okay, so they are contemporary. So Sivas and they were Nayambas. Okay, and we found who are Alvas and from where they are coming, what is their origin, what are their means caste. Then we have also seen their collection of hymns and where are they compiled, or who is the person who is compiling it. Okay, in the similar way, we have seen the biography where it has been written. Okay, then we have seen the devotional literature, that is the Seva devotional literature, how it begins. Okay, how this tradition begins for Seva devotional literature, and what was the book. Okay, and later on it has been carried on. Okay, then here we too find that Tirumurai, that is a sacred canon of the Shiva, that is court Shiva canon. Okay, which was been means there means hymns of this Niyama saints have been compiled in the 10th century. Then later on we move to see that there were new genre of Tamil poetry, and there we see it emerged in the early medieval time, not means in the ancient, but in the early medieval time, in the many praises the kings and goddesses. Then we see there are different pattern of poetic composition. One was the Kalampakam. Okay, Kalampakam, where means the last line or word or a foot, we can say the syllable has been means presided. Okay, is of the presiding poet from the beginning of the succeeding line. Okay, so this was the way. Then we have seen Kovai, means it is also a poem which has been means arranged according to thematic sequence. It is arranged according to thematic sequence. And further, we have seen the later works, means the works which have been written for this kings, then their ministers. Then we have seen Ulla literature, which means talking about the songs, the song which have been sung, or the song which have been used while procession is going on with the image of deity. Then we have seen tutu poetry also in this, means it is somewhere giving the message or delivering the message to the love, or it is delivering the message to the god or someone else. So in the similar way, we have moved further and we have seen Tamil version of Ramayana and Mahabharata, later Tamil work. Okay, so here we are going to wind up our lecture, and in the upcoming lecture we are going to see Kannada literature. By the time I would like to take a break. Okay, I would like to take a break, and do write in the comment box how do you find my lecture. If there is any need for improvement, see I am again mentioning it here that I am actually referring to the English so that my pronunciation I could be quite fluent. Okay, while means interacting with you. Okay, for my communicative skills. Okay, if you do find any error, then do write in the comment box. I would really love to improve myself there. Okay, so by the time, enjoy your day. Let's have a break now. So see you soon in the upcoming lecture. I will be coming in 2 to 3 days with the new lecture, that is the Kannada literature. Apart from that, I am also having some of the MCQ. Okay, I am making some of the MCQ upon these topics. Once I complete this, then I would be coming up with my this MCQ. It would be in the uh, text form. Okay, not this way. I need to get it typed so that it will be convenient for you to mean, see have a clarity. Okay, there. So it's handwritten, so I need to type it out, or I need to give it to someone else who could type for me. So by the time, enjoy your days. Okay, so thank you so much. Be connected and do subscribe my channel and do share my lecture. Okay, so thank you so much.